not cool. So our garage has many banners. We've got a guitar or two. The stage and lights are all set up. So now we proudly present to you the Orchard Elementary Group Page Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Page Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Page Sing Show. The Orchard Elementary Group Page Sing Show.
Hey!
Happy Friday, Orchard!
Orchard families.
So good to see you all.
You know what? We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Waiting for you to come to this place. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. And if you want to sing, we've been waiting for you. If you don't want to sing, we've been waiting for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Well, it's Friday,
It is another Friday. Can you even believe it?
week 9.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you're watching this live, comment in, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if you're out there. We'd love to say hello. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can't comment, but you could make comments to people in the room.
Sure.
Or you could write us a letter.
We love letters.
Or an email, and we'll read it, and we'll write back.
That's right.
And
This week's all about important people in our lives, people that we know, people that are in our community that maybe we don't know personally, but we know of the good work that they're out there doing, or people that we like learning about and studying about because they inspire us. And yeah.
Because if you know someone important, they're waiting for you. If you know someone who is special, they've been waiting for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. You know, one of those special groups of people this week, we have some students who are moving on to the next part of their education.
Yeah, their next chapter in life.
Yeah, I know. It's so exciting. I remember my graduation like it was 30 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
30.
Well, maybe 28. But if you are a graduating senior, we've been waiting for you. And if you're an 8th grader who's promoting, we've been waiting for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. I see something up there on that. It's a, what's that about?
Well, I heard that someone this week has a wiggly tooth, and about a week ago on one of our class meetings, we had another student dealing with one of those pesky wiggly teeth.
Is
and
this
Mrs. Baker, they're not around Mrs. Baker who could help them solve
she
such
reached right in
issues.
and yanked that thing out. Yeah. So,
Aaliyah, do you have a wiggly tooth this week?
Maybe-
It's good to see you. I'm
Aaliyah-
glad you're on here.
Aaliyah, I bet you have had a wiggly tooth, even if you don't have one right now. Or you will have one soon, and if you have a wiggly tooth, we've been waiting for you. If your teeth are all firm and tight, we've been waiting for you. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come
To this place.
What, firm, tight
This
teeth?
makes me think
I
of
mean,
avocados.
You have to have tight avocados.
We hope they're tight.
We hope you, yeah.
Hello, other Ray family.
If you're
watching.
if you're over the age
And the Pierces.
of, if you're over the age of, say, I don't know, 15 and you have a wiggly tooth,
I'm worried about you.
yeah, you should see a dentist about that. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Waiting for you to come to this place. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you've come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. We've been waiting for you to come to this place.
Oh, it's a great day on a happy Friday. This next song, we were just talking about Mrs. Baker, and this next song is one it always makes me think of her.
I think I shrunk this.
Well, it was pretty hot out this week. Maybe the heat wave.
Yeah, it says
like
to line dry,
dryer.
line dry only, and I did, but maybe it was just too hot outside.
Or maybe you grew taller. I don't know.
Maybe I'm bigger.
Or maybe it was for a baby.
Maybe this is not a baby tie. This is a guitar tie.
Big baby.
It's a guitar tie because so much of the tie is wasted when you're playing guitar.
Yeah.
I forgot that I was going to not be playing guitar quite a bit this week. So, actually, this song is a special one. This is about important people this week, and this song is about a very important person. I know you probably know them, especially if you've been an Orchard student at our assemblies. And so this special person, they are essential. They're an essential worker. And they're out there working hard every day, providing for their family. Mm-hmm. They have a dog and a wife.
Kids.
Yeah. And one on the way, too, I hear. Yeah. Yeah. He's expecting, or she's expecting. They're expecting. So, yeah. So, in addition to Mrs. Baker's essential teeth pulling, we have this very special essential worker. Yeah, we're talking, of course, about Joe.
Yeah.
Not Joe Trujillo, but he is also an essential worker, and he's been working hard too. But this one is actually about a guy named Joe, and he works in a button factory. So let's sing about Joe. If you're sitting right now, stand up. Put the device down because you're going to need all of your limbs because Joe works really hard.
Yeah.
Well, this song is about Joe. See, one day, Joe walked into work and he said, "Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I've got a wife and a dog and a family." One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said, "No." He said, "Push the button with your right hand." Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I've got a wife and a dog and a family. One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said, "No." He said, "Push the button with your left hand." Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I've got a wife and a dog and a family. One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said,
No.
He said, "Push the button with your right foot." Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I got a wife and a dog and a family. One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said,
No.
He said, "Push the button with your left foot." See,
Hi.
you said I never take you dancing anymore. What are you talking about? We do this all the time. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. I've got a wife and a dog and a family. One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said,
Yes. No.
He said, "Push the button with your head." I'm glad you're not busy. Push the button with your head. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. What? A dog and a family. One day, my boss came up to me and said, "Hi, Joe, are you busy?" I said, "Yes." Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Gracious.
You know what? If you have not been doing your PE minutes, Mrs. Rafe Schneider, first of all, wants to say, shame on you. But this is your chance. Wind that back, watch it a little later, and do that a few times, and I'm sure you'll feel a little bit. I mean, it's not the same as doing a half an hour of push-ups. I mean, if you can do a half an hour of straight push-ups, you can do amazing things. But this will be just great. So
in other news,
I'm getting out of the way.
Oh my goodness, this week we have the honor of welcoming one of Orchard School's authors who has generously given her time and her creativity, her thoughts and ideas to us in the past at Morning Sing through Skype sessions that she's done. And I know she's also been teaming up with Mrs. Pepper to meet with some of the 5th graders at Orchard, sharing some of her brand new books. She's always writing about important people, and I have learned about some amazing people from reading her picture books the last several months. So this new book today, she's going to tell us all about, and I'm going to let her do the talking on that.
Because you're out of breath.
This is For Spacious Skies.
Hello, this is Nancy Chernin, and I'm so excited to be on your Sing program. What a fabulous program that is. And I'm really excited to share my brand new book with you because it is about a woman who wrote a poem that became one of our most famous songs, so very appropriate for Sing. Many people don't know that the song America the Beautiful was written by a woman. Her name was Catherine Lee Bates. She was a little girl during the Civil War, and she saw the country pulled apart, and she wanted to write a poem that would help people see that we are all one country from sea to shining sea. And she wanted to urge us to crown our good with brotherhood. So instead of brother fighting brother as we did in the Civil War, and unfortunately there's still too much of that today, she wanted us to crown our good with brotherhood, to do our part to make America beautiful. And I'm going to read you this book, and that thought is going to lead into the project I have with this book, because I write picture book biographies. I write about people who inspire me, that I hope will inspire you. People who are just ordinary seeming people, not the biggest, not the strongest, not rich, not famous, but who had a dream, and in fulfilling that dream, they didn't just make their own dream come true, they made the world a better place. Catherine Lee Bates is one of those people. And in her honor, we started a project, and I'll tell you about that after I read the book. But this is the book. It just came out. I had to share this with you too. You know, the early version of this was called a fold and go, F and G, fold and go. This was the uncorrected proof. I got to read this to make sure everything was right. Now we've got the hardbacks in our hands. And the other thing before I start, I want you to think about the song America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties. What color do you see here? Do you see purple? Do you like purple as much as I do? I love purple. And look, more purple, more purple. I am the writer, so this is by Nancy Chernin, but a picture book has 2 creators, the author and the illustrator. Olga Beaumart did these beautiful illustrations. I hope you will enjoy them as much as I do. For Spacious Skies, the absolutely true story of Catherine Lee Bates and the inspiration for America the Beautiful. When Catherine Lee Bates was very young, the Civil War raged. Some of her earliest memories were of men trudging home in tattered blue. Then, when Abraham Lincoln was shot, Catherine's mother wept. A hush suffocated the streets of her village. The country's heart was ripped in two. Catherine sat for hours gazing at the sea, but all that the waves stirred up was empty shells which she scooped in her apron. What could a girl growing up in the small village of Falmouth, Massachusetts do? No one expected much of girls in 1865. The boys she knew grew up to be fishermen or studied to be doctors or lawyers or businessmen. Girls learned to mend and cook. Catherine didn't think that was fair. At 9, she wrote in her diary, "Sewing is always expected of girls. Why not of boys?" Catherine was lucky. Her widowed mother took in sewing and washing and grew and sold vegetables to help Catherine go to school. Some people said girls couldn't learn as well as boys. Others said she should be thinking about marriage, not books. Catherine didn't agree. She marveled at the power of words to make people think and feel differently. When she heard of a new college that opened just for women, she studied hard to earn a place there so she could keep writing. At Wellesley, everyone ate the same food and lived in identical rooms. Catherine and her classmates were taught they could do anything that men could do. But outside her school, the rich didn't mix with the poor, who worked long hours for little pay. Women couldn't become doctors or lawyers or own businesses. They couldn't even vote. Catherine sat for hours gazing at Lake Waban on her college campus. What could a young woman do? She helped establish a settlement house for immigrants and college women in Boston. She spoke up for women's suffrage and world peace. She wrote a novel, Rose and Thorn, about people who labored in sweatshops and struggled to care for their sick children. Her book inspired talk about how to help the poor. Catherine's words were making a difference, and she had so much more to say. Catherine became a professor, and she kept writing poems, books, essays. In 1893, Catherine took a job teaching a summer class in Colorado. She traveled by train from Boston, excited to see the country on the way. In New York, she marveled at the cascading waters of Niagara Falls. In Chicago, she admired the alabaster city of the future at the World's Fair. So much beauty, so much hope. And yet, from her work as a reformer, she knew people struggled across the country. Some groaned in dark mines. Some picked crops in blistering sun. Others choked for air in smoke-stained factories. As an economic depression spread dark wings across the country, people filled the streets feeling scared and angry and alone. On July 4th, 1893, the country's birthday, Catherine sat on the train gazing through the window. She saw the amber stalks of wheat swaying in the Kansas fields. The way they moved flooded her mind with memories of the ocean. Suddenly she wondered, could the people who sail powerful waves of water and the people who tend mighty waves of grain be more alike than we realize? Catherine's mind might have been dancing with that idea when she arrived in Colorado and visited Pikes Peak. She rode a horse-drawn wagon up the mountain to 14,000 feet above sea level. The horse snorted and stopped. Catherine wanted to keep going. A mule took the wagon up, the final 110 feet of crumbled pink granite road to the summit. Oh, beautiful! As Catherine gazed from that height, she saw America as one unbroken country with no walls between people. It had been a long journey up the mountain, but Catherine was uplifted by the wonder of America. "Most glorious scenery I ever beheld," she wrote in her notebook. The first lines of a poem rushed into her head. She wrote and rewrote in her hotel room, trying to get each word right. Two years later, on July 4th, 1895, a national magazine published Catherine's poem. People turned to one another, proudly sharing the words that described America united as a family. The poem was so popular, it was published several more times, and each time Catherine revised it. By the fourth published version, she was satisfied with the poem that had come to be called America the Beautiful. In 1910, people started singing the poem to a melody by composer Samuel A. Ward. Now Catherine's words soared even higher. America the Beautiful was the most famous poem Catherine ever wrote, but she never accepted money for it. It was her gift to America. Americans, rich and poor, men and women, from sea to shining sea, flooded her with thank you letters. America, she wrote back to everyone, handwriting copies of what she jokingly called her A the B poem. She served coffee and cake to visitors who came to the house she shared with Catherine Coleman, another professor at Wellesley. And she continued to speak up for the poor, for the rights of women, and for peace in the country and across the world. 9 years after America the Beautiful became popular as a song, Congress passed the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. In 1920, Catherine strode to the ballot box, filled with joy. Catherine never did like needles and thread, but she had crafted a poem that sewed the dreams of a diverse nation together. There she is, ballot box. See that? Vote here. America still had a long way to go towards mending the differences that pushed people apart. But on the day Catherine cast her ballot alongside and equal to men, America was one stitch closer to becoming the country she knew it could be. Beautiful. Thank you. And here you'll find the words to the poem America the Beautiful. And I would also now like to tell you about the special project I have. I always have a project for my books. And when you go to nancychernin.com, you'll see the resources. You'll see photos of her actual home and the ocean that she used to sit by, and Wellesley College, where she went to school and later taught and became chairman of the English department. And you'll find a separate page for the project. The book is called For Spacious Skies, after words in the poem. The project is called For Spacious Lines. Just as Catherine wrote a poem, sharing with us how America was physically beautiful, but it's up to us to make it beautiful by making everything more fair, equitable, and showing brotherhood to our fellow, to everyone else that we know and meet. Just as we do that, I'm asking you to share your thoughts in For Spacious Lines. Share your thoughts, whether it's a poem or prose, however you want to write it. What can we do to make America more beautiful? What are you doing to make it more beautiful? I would love to share your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas on the For Spacious Lines page. So with the permission of your teacher and your parents. So thank you so much. I'm so happy to share this with you today. I hope you will enjoy seeing it and knowing more about Catherine Lee Bates, who went on to write such amazing things and to mentor others and to lift others up. One final little note on this, it just always cracks me up a little bit, is that I don't know if you study poetry in school yet, but she was always liked to lift up fellow poets. And so when she was a professor, chairman of the English department, there was a young man she thought was very talented. Young man, people hadn't really heard about him much, and she would invite him to the campus to read some of his poetry. And she said, watch that young man. He's got a lot of talent. And that young man was Robert Frost. You'll read some of Robert Frost poems, one of our most famous American poets. She really had an eye for talent. She also thought Emily Dickinson was very talented. So Just wanted to share that. I sure was happy. I sure am happy to share this with you, and I look forward to your thoughts about what we can all do together to make America more beautiful. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was amazing and so special. When we first contacted her, we didn't know she was going to read the entire book, her brand new book. She shared it with us, some of the first people to get to hear it. We're so honored. Thank you again, Nancy, for sharing with us your mission, sharing with us your passion, and I hope some of you get out there and actually try those challenges that she has on her website. I took a look at a couple of them. They're really quality stuff, and it's great. And I encourage all of our students and all of our families to get out there and check out her work. Check out her other books too, because she has, again, a whole set of amazing pieces of literature about lesser known individuals, amazing, important people who are doing important things. And we don't always hear about them. So thank you again, Nancy. We look forward to hearing from you again soon. And take care. Speaking of important people, we have an important person. This person is rarely seen. In fact, we're going to need some suggestions of some things that this person could be made out of, because we're going to create a person for you right here today. You may have heard of them. They are named Aiken Drum.
He has a very oddly shaped
There
head.
was a man lived in the moon, in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. Now we need to know, he's got to have body parts here. We are his face.
Face parts.
Yeah, it's like the man in the moon. Some people think the moon is made of cheese. You know, his eyes, for example, and his ears, and his nose, and his mouth, they all need to be made of something. Maybe you have some unusual things that we could imagine up in the man in the moon. All right, let's go ahead and let's try this one. I have one.
Okay.
His eyes were made of cheese, cheese, cheese. His eyes were made of cheese, and his name was Aiken Drum. What else could he be made out of? What other things? For example, his hair. If you have an idea, type it in the comments. Maybe we'll use it. His hair was made of spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. His hair was made of spaghetti, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. How about his nose?
He has to have a meatball on his head.
A meatball. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Have you ever tried to balance a meatball on your head? That'd be really tough. How about his nose? What could we make his nose out of? Strawberries. His nose was made of a strawberry, a strawberry, a strawberry. His nose was made of a strawberry, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. Ooh.
He looks like a dog.
Those are two strawberries, kind of. Yeah, it's like interesting. It's like the cowardly lion with a meatball head and cheese eyes. Could we make some legs? I know they didn't need a lot of room, but his legs were made of broomsticks, broomsticks, broomsticks. His legs were made of broomsticks, and his name was Aiken
Here's his
Drum.
body, and then here's his...
There they go, some broomsticks down there. How about his lips? What could his lips be made out of? How about what do you think?
What about...
Don't think too long. His lips were made of
Peaches?
peaches, peaches, peaches. His lips were made of peaches, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum.
You got a lot of peaches, right?
Yeah, lots of peaches, lots of peach lips.
I
How
love
about
that.
his ears were made of crackers, crackers, crackers. His ears were made of crackers, and his name was Aiken Drum. What kind of crackers are those?
Saltines.
Saltines, so they're gonna need the little dots, yeah. How about he needs I think he needs
Eyebrows?
eyebrows. His eyebrows were made of licorice, licorice, licorice. His eyebrows were made of licorice, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. What else do we need? We have kind of quite a character going on there. What do you think? What other parts? He needs...
Maybe some teeth?
His
Somehow?
teeth, yeah. His teeth were made of carrots, carrots, carrots. His teeth were made of carrots, and his name was Aiken Drum.
Doesn't have too many.
Oh, those are frightening. The teeth look very sharp. They're baby carrots. They must be baby carrots. His cheeks. How about cheeks?
Okay.
His cheeks were made of peppers, peppers, peppers. His cheeks were made of peppers, and his name was Aiken Drum.
I'm just gonna draw some bell peppers.
Yeah, some bell peppers are perfect for cheeks. And maybe he could have, we had a suggestion for some pepper flakes, maybe little tiny peppers as freckles. His freckles were made of pepper, pepper, pepper. His peppers were made of peppers, and his name was Aiken Drum. His peppers were made of peppers. Oh, he needs some arms. He has legs. His arms were made of tree branches, tree branches, tree branches. Arms were made of tree branches, and name was Aiken Drum. This is stuff of nightmares, Ellie.
I'm more about drawing people. Blame me.
His pupils. We need pupils, because
Okay.
otherwise it's really creepy. His pupils were made out of, well, let's stick with the food. Cherries, cherries, cherries. His pupils were made of cherries, and his name was Aiken Drum. And he played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. I think that's it. I don't think we should have anything more.
What about some,
Yeah. Mrs. Brown, thanks for joining us today. And a big shout out to McKenna and Scarlett, longtime fans of The Sing Show. Mrs. Pepper, Mrs. Fadness, all of our fabulous orchard teachers out there too. Mrs. Baker joining us today. I'm sure there are others as well.
I think some more spaghetti.
Well, tonight, I don't know if there's a full moon tonight, but at one of the points in the evenings, look up into the sky.
And don't look for this person.
And if you see this,
run away.
please, yeah. I wonder, so this weekend on Saturday, SpaceX is sending their first manned rocket up into space to dock with the International Space Station. They tried to launch on Wednesday, but weather made them have to scrub the launch just like 30 minutes until launch time. But they're trying again on Saturday. I think it's at 12:33 or 12:22 our time. So check it out. It's going to be live on the NASA channel.
What about-
And I know they're going to see this up there.
What about-
There was a man lived in the moon,
Fingers.
in the moon, in the moon. There was a man lived in the moon, and his name was Aiken Drum.
He needs fingers.
You decide. You draw them, and you can tell us at the end what they're. He played upon a ladle, a ladle, a ladle. He played upon a ladle, and his name was Aiken Drum. What are his fingers?
Toes.
Frightening.
And he only has 4.
Please remove your artwork. If you would like this artwork, Ellie will sign it, and it will be on eBay later this week. All right. So we have another fabulous guest this week. Someone who I have known for a very long time, but I've never met. And he lives up in Toronto, Canada. And I don't know if he's joining us today or not, but he's going to be joining us virtually for sure. And his name is Jack Grunsky, and you might be familiar with some of his songs.
Yeah, it seems we've sung the Goodbye song, which is very timely this time of year. Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Vannison's multi-age class always shares that with us every year.
And we've also sung one of his songs for our on our Maker Cardboard Challenge week.
With my own two hands. Yeah,
with my own two hands. And this is another one of his original songs that he has updated for us and for this time. So
we want to give a warm welcome to Jack Grunsky, and this song is called Look Who's in My Family.
Hello everybody, I'm Jack Grunsky, and I'd love to sing a song for you today called Look Who's in My Family. It's all about your family members and caregivers, but also it's about the people in your neighborhood, important people who in some way take care of you and make you feel very special and important. So here it is, Look Who's in My Family. Look who's in my family. Everybody is there taking care of me. No matter how big, no matter how small, my family loves me, that is all. Mommy likes to brush my hair. Daddy tosses me in the air. My brother, he's a lot of fun. My sister's always on the run. Grandma lets me jump on her bed. Grandpa lets me climb on his head. Aunts and uncles, cousins too, they all love me, yes they do. Look who's in my family. Everybody is there taking care of me. No matter how big, no matter how small, my family loves me, that is all. My teacher, my neighbor, the parent volunteer, the school bus driver and the caretaker here, my neighbor, my sitter, the crossing guard, they all care for me and they work so hard. The school secretary, my guardian, the doctor, the nurse, the librarian, the supervisor in our big schoolyard. I think I'm going to write them a thank you card. Look who's in my family. Everybody is there taking care of me. No matter how big, no matter how small, my family loves me, that is all. Let's list some more people in our neighborhood. The healthcare worker, the pharmacist, the dentist, the nutritionist, the farmer, the baker, the manager, the hairdresser and the carpenter, the musician, the painter, the storybook writer, the grocer, the guide and the firefighter, the singer, the actor, the game designer, the plumber, the staff at our local diner. The optician, the clerk, psychologist, the builder, the mason, geologist, the attorney and the deputies, all the workers in our factories, the chef, the coach, the journalist, the driver and the biologist, the architect and the engineer, construction workers all through the year. So many people I could list, important people I may have missed, but everyone in the community belongs to our big family. Sing along. Look who's in my family. Everybody is there taking care of me. No matter how big, no matter how small, my family loves me, that is all. Let's say it again. Look who's in my family. Everybody is there taking care of me. No matter how big, no matter how small. My family loves me, that is all. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks again, Jack, for joining us and being a part of our Sing Show. What a great song and a great message, and I just appreciate all of the sharing you've been doing with your music and with your message, and just being a part of our Orchard family from thousands of miles away. And we hope to get to meet in person one day. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, it's such a joy. So we did you want to make a quick
Yeah.
announcement?
So I just got an email from our T-shirt fundraiser that those are being printed this week, and through next week they'll be printing them, and they should be getting shipped out sometime early the following week. And they told me sometime around June 11th they should be arriving at your home. So if you ordered a shirt, thank you again for your support. It was just so generous of you and those people who made extra donations. Again, we appreciate all of our Orchard family. And thanks again for supporting the Sing Show and keeping us on the air through the summer. We're going to do this through the summer. So.
Yeah, we hope to keep singing with you all summer long. We'll keep inviting more special guests, and thank you to all the guests that have already joined us, making this show extra special fun. And speaking of people joining us, we've had a lot of our Orchard family and now our extended Orchard family joining us each week. This song was a request a few weeks ago from a family that's near and dear to my heart. This goes out to Michael Cronin in the Green family, and I saw they have a graduating senior. They have two 8th graders promoting next week, and we wanted to send a whole lot of love to them and help us sing this final song today. It's an old favorite.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but I've been some days I pretty much wear the same clothes I wore the day before. And the one thing you can always count on is that black socks never get dirty. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me keeps saying, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Black socks, they
never get dirty. The longer they wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me keeps saying, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Woo.
Nom nom nom.
Goodbye, Orchard. Thank you for joining us.
Happy Friday. Thanks to all the people that do laundry.
Take care of each other. And wash your hands and socks.
These are pants.